Thanks, Chair, and I'd like to welcome everybody to this first meeting of the Joint Committee on Assisted Dying. I think it's a very important debate. It's a very profound debate, and I think a debate that's worth having in a public forum. And finally, we're having it after a number of years. And I think kind of the benchmark for me is 10 years ago, Marty Fleming brought a case against the against the state in relation to her own kind of situation. And I think we should always be cognizant of those that followed Marty Fleming in relation to wanting to avail of assisted dying. And I understand there is kind of different opinions on this, but I think we all come from a place that, we've all experienced loved ones in difficult situations when they come to the end of their life. And hopefully this debate in this public forum is respectable to everybody's different opinion on this issue. And I look forward to engaging with everybody in that kind of sphere. Just a number of questions. At the moment, if somebody accompanies somebody to Switzerland, for example, and that person goes to Dignitas to end their life, is that that person that accompanies that other person breaking the law? Can they be prosecuted in relation to accompanying them to Switzerland? My second question is, I think the 2013 Supreme Court was unequivocal that legislators such as us can legislate for assisted dying with obviously kind of safeguards in place, and I think it's possible. It takes kind of, I suppose, guts. It will take, political will to move this forward, and I think the public is ahead of politicians on this issue by a million miles. I think all indications state that public opinion does want to see legislative change in this issue. So my first question is in relation to the issue around Switzerland, and my second question is around if, in a hypothetical situation, if somebody else brings a legal challenge against the state, could, again, this is a hypothetical situation, could that alter, the judgment in relation to the legal aspect of assisted dying in Ireland, particularly around the 1993 the Criminal Act around suicide? Thanks.
Thank you very much, Deputy Gino. Ms. Woods.
Thank you. In relation to your first question, Deputy, the Criminal Law Suicide Act is quite clear that a person who aids, abets, counsels or procures the suicide of another or an attempt at the suicide of another shall be guilty of an offence. So any actions taken in relation to aiding, abetting, counselling or procuring suicide of another person is covered by that. I will qualify that by saying that as far as the department is aware, there has only ever been one prosecution taken. We have consulted with the DPP and the CSO just to confirm that. We will let the committee know if that's not the position. But as far as we know, there's only been one, and there was no conviction secured. The DPP has discretion to take prosecutions, and the Supreme Court did allude to that in its judgment as well. But on the wording of the Act, yes, that would be a criminal offence.
So just for clarity, if somebody accompanies somebody to Switzerland, in this instance Dignitas, could that person then be prosecuted?
It would depend on the specific case and precisely what happened, but on the wording of the law, yes, that could fall within aiding, abetting, counselling or procuring. But it would depend on the specific actions of that person.
Okay.
And then it would be for the court. If the DPP were to take a prosecution. Yeah,
and obviously there has been one high-profile case in relation to Bridgerford and Gaylor Rook.
That's all that I'm aware of. Yes.
Acquitted, and that's it. Just on the second question in relation to a legal challenge.
A legal challenge could always change the position. However, the Supreme Court in Fleming was fairly clear on the key issues that there is no constitutional right to suicide or to assisted dying, but that it is open to the Oireachtas to legislate. So it would be difficult to see where the grey area in that judgment is. However, a legal challenge can always result in lead to different judgments.
Okay, just a kind of a caveat onto that question. Again, this is a hypothetical situation. If the Oireachtas was to legislate for assisted dying, you say in your statement, the court could determine the make of such a, the court could challenge that decision by the Oireachtas.
Well, the court couldn't challenge it, but a challenge could be taken, and the court will have to have reference to the constitutional position and the ECHR in interpreting the constitutionality or determining the constitutionality of any regime put in place.
Okay.